Well, for those who don't know me, I'm McCall, as mentioned. I'm Colton's brother. Those who don't know Colton probably had the wrong wedding. But growing up, Colton's a year above me, so I always really looked up to him. He really paved the way for me. And being a year above me, he always set the bar that I always had to try to meet, but the bar was always set pretty high. But being a year above me, we were always on the same team together. We went to the same school, just a year apart, and we were always playing video games together when we were supposed to be doing chores. When I think of Colton, I don't really think of him just as my brother, or as a teammate, or as Corkador 52, which is his game tag if anyone wants to add him. But I think of him as my best friend, honestly. And sure, yeah, we got in a couple of shouting matches, a hole or two knocked into the drywall. Sorry about that, Dad. But no matter what, I always knew he had my back. Always. Now, when he first told me about Caitlin, I was a little surprised because he's the kind of person who always likes to keep his personal life pretty private. He doesn't really talk about it much. So when he was pulling up Facebook photos and telling me about how they first met, I was like, oh, wow, that must be something pretty special. And then before I know it, I was meeting Caitlin, and she came over to the house, I remember, one night for a casual game of Michigan, which, for those of you who don't know, is the Kerkman family equivalent of trial by fire. So, amongst all the shouting and accusations of cheating, I was really surprised that she was hanging in there. She was hanging in there, a little intimidated at first, but she's definitely getting into her stride. And the more time that Colton and Caitlin spent dating, and the more time she spent with our family, I'd already began to feel like you were one of my sisters, Caitlin. And so nothing makes me happier than being here tonight to celebrate this marriage with Colton and Caitlin. And before I hand the mic over to Donna, I do just want to mention one last thing. I know it's already been talked about, but we had a very special guest who couldn't make it here with us tonight. But I know Mom was incredibly happy for you too. She was always so excited for this night and this moment. Always. And I know that she's here with us tonight, celebrating in our hearts. Colton and Caitlin, you've been together with each other for the best of times and some of the worst of times. And I challenge you to never forget the strength that lies within each other. So if you all raise your glasses, I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to Colton and Caitlin Kerkman, everybody.
Let's hear it for Colton, ladies and gentlemen. Donna.
I have no idea how I'm going to follow that, so I'm just trying to keep this brief. Again, I don't know how I'm going to follow that because I'm the only person who has printouts here. But let's see. I'm going to try and keep this brief again so we can get to what we are all waiting for, these drinks. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Donna. I am the maid of honor and best friend of the bride. I would tell you that I had lost count of how many years we had been friends, but I think Caitlin might freak out, so I'm going to tell you it's been 11 years, most of which have been long distance, so I am incredibly happy to be here to celebrate this day with all of you guys. Thank you for coming. Having all of you guys here to celebrate the bride and groom is so beautiful to see, and will make hiding my terrible dance moves in pictures a lot easier. I met Caitlin in the 7th grade, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and a face full of braces. Partners in crime, as we would like to say. And through the years, we have been through anything and everything that you could possibly think of. No crimes yet. And I have gotten to know her as more than just a friend, but as a sister. She is incredibly passionate and generous, loving, and will always speak her mind. Watch out for that, Colton. She is kind, thoughtful, and will do anything for the people that she loves. I am so honored to be here as part of your special day, Caitlin, and to be such a significant part of your life. I remember the first time that Caitlin told me about Colton. She was telling about some man that she had just met on Tinder who was so sweet and attractive, and I was also on Tinder, and I was like, where are you meeting these people? Sweet and attractive, yeah, right? But a couple of months later, she came to visit me in Philadelphia, and she was still talking about this man, and she was like speaking in phone calls late at night, and she was telling me stories, and eventually, after I tricked her into thinking some random basketball court on the side of the road was where they filmed the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, she eventually told me that she loved him, and I could just see it in her face. Now, I had known her for a long time, and she had told me that she was in love before, but there was definitely something different about this time. It was so pure and genuine and easy, and I had never seen her in love like this before. And sure enough, 3 months later, Colton calls me up and tells me that he's going to propose. So these two have made it through 2 years of engagement, and they still wanted to marry each other. So I am so happy that you two have finally found someone who makes you laugh, someone to dance to the guacamole song with. Look that up if you guys haven't seen it yet. Someone to dance with, and someone to school you in poker every once in a while. Colton, thank you for taking care of her. And for being there when 2,000 miles of distance just isn't going to cut it. Caitlin, thank you for kicking Colton out of the bed when I'm in town. Sorry, I'm just flipping the page. In all seriousness, I am beyond happy to finally get to raise a glass to my favorite couple. Congratulations, I love you, and let's finally finish up these speeches so that we can celebrate. Woo!